Yeah. There we go.
There you go. You back?
I think
But
so.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
facing
Aqua, did you ever come across in your history studying that there was a goddess or something named Artemis? And they
Yes,
call her
that's yes,
What?
in Greek mythology it is. And
Yeah.
and that was in association with the word having an aggressive meaning. Always, I did
Yeah.
find that it always has had a meaning of aggression, meaning bang or bad in some way. It's always been an aggressive word or a descriptor. But yes, I did. I did, absolutely.
Yeah. I was
Yes.
waiting to hear you say that because something that we have read came across that, and then look, I took my notes and I thought, because it was like that, then it turned into the men, like you said.
Yes.
And then it was when the feminist movement, almost like the word nigga, when we said they're gonna call us niggas, we're gonna own it. In the feminist movement, the white lady said,
yes. And I'm glad you specified the white lady.
So then I got a conflict because I'm so black. I was
Exactly.
like, well, dog, do I ever want to use bitch? Because that kind of messed us up then. But then, and then when Tia said the empowerment came, it came from them wanting to be called bitches. But like you said, and that's what we do with our masters. We do what they do. So,
That's
but
It's good. Let me hear what your point of view is, Sylvia, on the word bitch.
So I don't too much use the word bitch unless it's like in my personal circle. And I'm finna gossip, bitch. Let me tell you. Or
now that's one time you don't mind.
Bitch,
You listen all ears. Like, what?
Bitch, what? That means I'm gonna tell you something juicy. We did have some comments on Facebook, and Mary said, she feels like she has to be cool with you for you to use the word. And I feel like a lot of females feel like that. You just can't go calling people you don't know bitch like that because they may not take it how you're saying it.
Yeah, like like Tia friend in Jamaica.
Right.
Tia got to take bodyguards next time she go.
Right.
You gonna throw the word.
But also, why is y'all okay with me using it? Like, what was it about the way that
I have a level of comfortability with you. I would have to have a level, even if I don't personally use the word. I would have to have a comfortability with you and know. I have to know your heart and your spirit before, you know what I'm saying? And we'd have to have an understanding about it. As opposed to you just blurting it out and be like, whoa, wait a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have that drunk moment in the bathroom, where we always find friends in the bathroom, right?
Yes.
And you just gotta understand, the way that a person is saying it. You can't always take offense. Like, bitch, you look good. You can't take offense. You have to listen to how someone is delivering the bitch.
That's true.
Right. She said delivering the bitch.
Yeah.
The tone has so much depth.
Because you can put some stank on it now.
Because it's like you can say, hey B, can we talk? Or you can be like, hey B, and so then there's a different connotation.
Yeah.
Right.
Along with body language, facial expression, level of voice, and all of that goes into the acceptance of how that word is used and accepted. I think.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, bitch days. Sometimes it's necessary, and I feel I feel like the way that I have used it, you guys have embraced it. So, it's more of a girlfriend thing to me, and it's empowering, and maybe out of the pain, just like out of the pain of other words, we had to take back our power and say, I'll be that bitch. Like a man can't, we was talking the other day, you can't really call me a bitch and then, I'd be like, oh, I'm all broke up. No, you didn't. Like, bitch, I'll be that bitch. You a bitch, no.
You got the right bitch today.
Right.
But I get it. I get it. Like, speak to though, Miss Jocelyn, people who may, you know, be really wounded. You know, maybe their mom called them a bitch. You know,
trigger. It could be a trigger because,
Yeah.
you know, like Aquilina said, is like there could be this negative connotation with it. I'm putting you in your place. You're less than. You're unloved. You're unlovable. You're never gonna be anything. And so that's why you kind of have to be a study of human nature to a large extent to kind of like pick up on those nonverbal cues, right? Is a person cringing? Is they backing away from you? Because it can be a trigger. And if a person has not dealt with that, right? Because you know, we're not giving therapy. We just kind of like, you know, we just a little talk. And so what happens is, if someone calls you that, like you said, has your mom, has your family, has, you know, a boyfriend, has, you know, has your best friend called you that, but she got mad at you because you didn't do what she wanted you to do. So now, instead of being my friend, now you're a B. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a good B. It's because I think you're less than, or I don't think you're a good person anymore. You're not a friend to me. But then the other side of that coin is, what are you to me? You know, you
I thought I was,
me, you know.
I think the cues, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm getting the cues, you know, I could tell. And I have learned to do a disclaimer. Like, there was a disclaimer for anybody who got on this tonight. You know, we're gonna use this language. I learned that from Dr. Venus. We're gonna use this language. This is gonna happen. You either can decide to stay or
walk away.
Or exit stage left. So, and I remember I did that to a really good friend, Miss Derice. We'll have her on soon, but Derice, and I had talked to her. So we had already talked and kicked it. I'm sure I probably was, you know, in my mode, just talking shit. But next time we was talking, I was like, well, girl, you know, I used the word bitch and this, that. And she was like, are you giving me a disclaimer? Like, who you talking to? She's like, girl, I don't care. But I was like, no, I've learned. I'm learning skills. So I got to tell people up front, look, be very blunt. This is going to be raw. Some words are necessary. Okay, when it's time to put on my long dress and white stockings, bitch, we can do that too. Okay, but for right now, it's gonna all be real, you know, and I might call you a bitch. Are you okay with that? And one girl told me she was not okay with that. And I decided we couldn't be friends because I can't stop saying, help me, Miss Johnson. How can I be friends with bitches who ain't okay with bitch? See?
And yeah, because you did the disclaimer with me, and I'm like,
because
well,
I'm just like, all right then, go with your white stockings then, bitch. No.
You stupid.
That's
you
funny.
Stupid.
Go ahead, Tania, what was you saying?
No, I'm saying because you did the disclaimer with me, and I was flowing with the conversation. You said, da, 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 and bed, da, 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 da. And then you waited like 3 minutes later and said, oh, I said, that's it. All right. You know, even though, and I did say, you know, I don't particularly say that, but I'm not offended by you saying it just because we were friends now. Like I said, if you, hello, and you like, hey, bitch, what you know, you stole my boyfriend, that's different. But we were having a conversation, you know, so, but that, you did do this thing with me. That was, I didn't know that was a tactic. I was like, yeah, whatever, I know, you know. Yeah. And look, I've said the word bitch 50 times since I met Tia down, like every
right.
Yeah, I'm a bad influence.
Right.
I ain't trying to be a bad influence.
Yeah,
change up the spelling. Give us that spelling, Aquilina. What was that? VICAHA.
So
no, that's an old Nordic spelling. They don't even talk like that no more. Them people done evolved. That's when they were Vikings.
We can bring it back. Everything else coming back.
Yeah, but yeah, we had the whole rapping and like made it negative stuff like that. But you could tell. Like I said, the reason why we didn't use it because I'm in Connecticut. We don't have that. We don't have our projects are like condo, whatever. So like when bitch came out, it was serious. It's time to fight. It was never a term of endearment ever. I've never heard that term of endearment until internet, and you see people use it that way. You know what I mean? And that's how I knew that. Like, oh no, I know that. That's all that
bitch. Now you ain't talking about that bitch.
yeah. I understand. So it's demographic.
Sylvia, you on mute. We got any questions in the chat now? At 30 after, we want to hear from the group. I don't know who tuning in because I ain't on Facebook. Whoever on here, question, let us know what y'all feeling, how you feel about the world, bitch. Is it okay if I call you bitch or you leaving the group? No.
Speaking on when you called your friend Derice, Derice, is that how you say her name? She said that was okay, be you, boo. And I feel like that's a lot of people. We got some people saying at some point when somebody say bitch, that's your mammy, not your mama.
Good, that's my girl right there. She's like, good.
But yeah, nowadays I like you say, Tia, we own that word. You got boss bitches, you got classy bitches, then you got trashy bitches, ain't shit bitches. You know what I'm saying? So, but literally, when I see a beautiful woman, that's a beautiful bitch, a bad bitch. You feel me? Like, yes. So
and true, and like it's mainstream too. You have a lot of comedians who have empowered that word in their comedy shows, and like you said, it's just an expression for them. They're not downing other Black women. They're not downing anybody. It's just a word that they use, and it's one of those things where if someone is trying to demean you, how do you reduce the harm of that? You take ownership of something to the best of your ability.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, though, the other piece of this, I feel like as Black women, we have a common goal. I also feel like I didn't told y'all, we hit figures. We can do anything. We do every fucking thing. So I feel like we should be working together, and that's why I look at this skin and like my supervisor who's from the island, she like, bitch, I ain't had the same struggles as you,
Yeah. True.
But what do y'all think? Like, I really feel like no matter what your struggle is or your status or where you come from, there's one thing that brings us together, and that's this motherfucking skin. And even she would talk about how she wasn't getting the pay that the white man before her was getting this, so she's still affected by the system. So I really just feel like when I see another Black woman's face, it's like, hey sis, hey girl, hey boo, like, and that's why I end up being like, okay, bitch. But what do y'all think about that as far as us trying to, we do got something in fucking common.
We do, but you talking, that's such a deeper issue and so many there's so many different pieces to that because being an African woman, being a Caribbean woman, being an Arabian, being a woman of there's so many different pieces to that. It would be lovely if everyone had that universality of view, that their view was all we all wear brown skin or we all wear black skin, so there's a commonality. But there's so much separation that you cannot see that has nothing to do with the way the skin looks. It's sad, but it's just, that's a lot of the piece of why we're here today, to get a better understanding of what those nuances are, because there are so many. I would love for all of my brown sisters when I see them to embrace the affection that I feel, but it's there's so much history there with that African woman will be offended. She don't want you to think she's American. Oh, that's offensive almost to some women of color, and I understand that as a Black American woman, I understand that.
If you ain't never met us and just see what you see on TV.
But that's not what I mean. I'm talking about in the actual saturation of the soil of the societal structure, how things work for a Black woman who was raised in Lagos, Nigeria versus a Black woman who was raised in Detroit, Michigan.
In Detroit. Say it.
Right.
Go ahead, say it. Detroit.
Right.
My people from Detroit, so I understand, but some of the blackest of Black folks is raised in Detroit, but there's a different, and that's something we can't, that we don't experience. There's a different pride that is evoked from motherland. There's just a different feel. I envy that almost. That which she steps with. And I admire that. But I do understand her not wanting to be compared to a Black American.
I get it.
I get that. Yeah, I understand that wholeheartedly.
Wow. Because we are missing something. When I sit there and get my hair braided, I have flashbacks of a village and a time, where I was surrounded by African women speaking a language and tradition and things. And I feel sad because those things were taken from me. I never had a chance to experience that. I mean, I say taken, I guess my family could have continued. I don't know what the hell the history was, but I just ain't get it. And so those who have it and know where they come from and go back and fly, and they got the traditions and them cute little outfits and shit. Bitch, can I get some, can I get an outfit?
And the other part of that is, in a perfect world, as Black women, we could all be tribal, right? We could all have the same heart. We can all be of the same mind, but still be individual, right? But the other part of that is we're dealing with a lot of trauma, which is those emotional responses to a particular experience. And so when you have these wounds that are not healed, and someone comes along, another Black woman comes along, and she rubs against your wound, there's you experience pain.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do? You move away from that thing that's causing you pain. And for some women don't know how, don't want to go through that harm reduction, which leads to the decision to let me now heal because I want to have a relationship with my sisters. I want, like you were saying, Tia, I want that experience. I want to know what it feels like to really bond with another Black woman because it's in our DNA. And so it's in us. So when you have these moments of almost like a deja vu moment of I feel the wind on my skin. I hear the ocean on the surf. I feel the sand, or I feel, African soil, I can almost hear the tribal drums.
Yes,
even though they've taken us from there, genetically, we're still a part of that, no matter where we go. But just the physicality of it, we don't have that portion of it. But in our hearts and our souls, it's still there in our DNA.
You know what? You made a lot of great points because y'all remember that post I put up? Well, I ain't put it on my page. I put it on the Healing with Him. And I said, women can be some of the messiest, nasty, cattiest little bitches. But I own it. Like sometimes I'm a bitch and I know when I'm a bitch. And I be like, you know what? You ain't have to talk to them like that, but fuck it.
I think that this podcast or this segment that we're having actually would open up, conversations and, possibly make things better or, for us as women, because sometimes it is hard to get along, with women. And it needs to be more healing and more women getting together and getting along.
We have to.
Do you think that it would be, to Aqua's point and what Tia was saying, back to that, us amongst American women first, because the African ones do, not just African ones, but other Black women who aren't in America, they do have a different point of view, different nurturing, different upbringing, and we can't get along first. We're trying to get along with them. It's almost as like,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get along with Tia before I get along with my sister at home.
But I think if we all respect each other and respect each other where we're coming from, that I think it can still be
Or
done.
look at this motherfucking
can align
skin,
with
because
that.
this is what everybody else looking at.
That's the
Yeah,
point.
but
And the point is that they have us so divided that that's not, because, okay, so I'm in a group of women who we have a West African woman, and it's us, we're all American. And she's able to come from this perspective that we will never have, you know, because we're dealing with this, and we'll say, oh, the sky is green and whatever. She's like, sisters, it's also red and blue and green. Why can't you see this? And then she's like, why can't you see this? And we're like, well, we can't see it. But
it's so necessary. Her
You know what I mean?
perspective, I love it too.
I love it. Every time her name is Marie, I'm like, let me ask Marie, just because I'm a little bit different. I have a little different perspective, but I'm amazed at she helps me to understand that what damage that we've done here, we don't have to own it, because there's other perspective, not even going to Africa yet.
Absolutely.
Just because she was raised with a whole non-oppressive perspective, she got a whole different point of view on how we should have been raised, but they keep us in a space here on purpose, right? So I love hearing her. She's like, no, because blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, like she's the richest, you know, she's the one got all this stuff here. Because Africa's not poor. So she came here rich, got her education, and she knew stuff, knew how to get different things that we aren't privy to. And so we're saying, oh, we can't do this. And then she's like, you don't know about this? And we're like, oh, no, tell us, you know? So, you know, they have a whole different, the reason why they can behave a different way and they feel a different way and they want to be separated from us, because she even told us, they're told not to associate with us. Her mother told her, do not associate with those Black American women.
Our mindset.
So you're battling against something that has, you know, like, but you, Tia, like, look at us, we Black together. Her mother done told her when she come over here, don't mess with them.
Right, and she looking at me like, bitch.
Yeah, so when she told us that, I was like, wow, okay, I thought so, but now I know for sure.
What you got to say, Aquilina?
You like, ain't I a Black woman?
I was just saying, you know, our mindset is the mindset of a Black American woman is largely, it's conditioned. It's tempered by what has been societally imposed on us, the traumas of what it means to try and survive and still absorb an identity all at the same time. All of that is a lot to maintain a unique identity, a respectable identity, and show up, you know, and have someone see you. We struggle to be seen on a daily basis. It's so much more as an American Black woman, you know, and you could take the easy road, and everybody is not, and I'm not saying this to no offense, everyone is not a Beyonce, everybody is not everybody does not have the aesthetic, because that's what they love. That is the conditioning is to, you're such a pretty girl. You know, I've heard that, such a pretty, you should have just said pretty Black girl, because I know what you meant, but you're such a pretty girl. You know, and that for them is the currency by which we've been conditioned, how we look. Whereas African women, they don't have that. They're not playing with that money. That's not the money that they're borrowing. That is not the currency that they're in their society.
Wouldn't it be freeing just to wear our fucking hair the way we want to? Like,
they are shorn. I mean, at a certain age, their hair is shorn because they don't want it to be a distraction for that very reason. In certain African societies, so you know, they have a greater grasp on what it means to achieve. This society.
Well, you know what? The supervisor,
you know, to think.
Supervisor was saying that she's been told a few times that she's too ambitious.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been told that, or you know, in some way, it's kind of like, I don't want to hear your answer. I want to hear it from this mouth. But there's a young lady, a Caucasian young lady, you know, you know, wonderful. I asked her, I said, have you ever been accused of being too ambitious? And she said, no, not in the workplace. That was interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We might bring that up in a later topic. Why she gets to come in late every day. Don't worry about it. But it's all good. All right, so we got who? Ain't nobody commenting, Sylvia?
No,
there's
hasn't been a
question.
comment in a minute.
There's a
Ain't nobody
question.
commenting in a minute.
No, your friend
we can talk.
Doris has a question.
What's Doris' question?
She said, why don't we use the term in the workplace? She says, I know why, but let's discuss. Like when you go to work, why can't you use it when you go to work?
Talking about no bitch.
You mean use the word bitch at work?
Who? Where do you work?
Well, I don't even see that.
Right. That's depending on where you work. I think
it is true.
Because at the strip club, I'm sure they calling each other.
Yeah, it depends on where you work.
We rock that tonight, man. Did you see me on that pole?
My God, you get called up to HR for cussing audibly. Well,
yeah.
Just depends on where you are. I mean, where does she work?
Definitely. Where does she work? Strip club is okay.
And if indeed, hey, no.
The weed shop is okay to smoke shop.
I think too is like you ladies have said, it's like the type of work environment, the agency, or the where you work. What is the relationship between you and your coworkers? Are you like on break? Then like if you're on your lunch break together, you can kind of like talk how you talk, because you are a society within a society, right? Like you have the greater work environment, but then you have your own environment within that.
Right.
But you know what I wanted to say also, Miss Jocelyn, when you were speaking earlier about the wounds, I feel like certain bitches get triggered and then they go on attack, and I just be kind of lost in all innocent mode, like, no, I mean, I thought we were friends and I love you and let's build something together.
But see, here's the thing
and then bitches be plotting to kind of kill me, like.
But here's the thing about wounds, okay? Think about a wound like on your body, right? You have the wound, it may have a scab on it, right? So then you kind of like, you think you're good. But as soon as some kind of like a bump, or you scrape it, you hit it, the scab comes
why
off.
Can't the bitch tell me? I like upfront bitches to be like, you hurt my feelings. And then I can be like, damn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And we could talk about it, but it's like they won't say nothing. And I don't know when the light switch flip, bitch, to, you done offended them. So I need to be,
Here's the thing is, sometimes when people have those types of wounds, they're in survival mode.
Absolutely.
And when you're in survival,
also, when you agree that some people, and I don't mean to cut you off because I want you to get that in there, but some people I feel like prioritize their wound over yours.
It's survival.
It's kind of like
survival.
It's survival.
Right. I'm trying to survive too. So what I need pepper spray? Like I'm telling you, I'm ready.
But no, but listen, but listen, think about you're on a boat with some friends, right? You run into a storm. Your boat is destroyed. You washed ashore. There's only so many supplies. How you gonna survive? How you gonna live? If there's only one bottle of water, that person in their mind, they're like, I need the whole bottle of water. You're like, let's share and we can both live through this. They like, no, I need it for me. And so then what happens? That dynamic changes. And so they're not able to
Wow.
See that if I cooperate with you, if I communicate with you and tell you what I'm feeling, I know I'm feeling something, but I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling. There's more feelings than mad, there's more feelings than mad, happy, or sad. There's frustration, there's irritation, right? There's this whole slew of emotions that we don't even articulate because we don't think about them. We say, okay, you made me mad, but what if you're just really frustrated, but in your mind you see it as mad?
But the only way we're gonna be friends is if we be honest.
Well, honestly, some
people don't have the capacity.
Everybody don't have.
Everybody doesn't have the language to articulate what it means to get through those impasses.
Right.
So you got to know who you're dealing with. First of all, you got to be able to respect the other person's lived experience for whatever that is, even if it's something that you haven't walked in. To respect their lived experience gives you a bird's eye view into where they may be coming from. Not to necessarily honor or exalt their lived experience above your own, but to just be able to empathize with what their experience
and then
what it makes them do, what it compels, how it compels them to show up.
So are you saying that I need to then adjust myself after I do that? Okay, because let me give you an example. I had a friend and I know she was single. I know she ain't had no dick in years. I know it was hard. You know, she was single mama. I know, but I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to help you. Like, I feel you. But but she would see me coming in smiling and glowing and think I got dick, and that wasn't it. Bitch, using an avocado mess. But anyway, she was, she kind of went on attack mode. It was kind of like my light irritated her that I was happy enough to inspire her, So it's like, even though I see her wounds,
probably didn't have nothing to do
I'm
with
trying to encourage your wounds, bitch, and give you something else.
You got to let people get to their point at their own time.
Absolutely.
You just got to let them, whatever they going through, you got to let them go through it. You can't try to force.
I didn't try to push her through it. I was like, that's your situation. I get it. I sympathize. I'm your girl. This is my situation. I'm coming as me, you coming as you. But do you believe that a bitch can be so wounded that she can't be happy for you?
Yeah.
Your happiness shines on her like, bitch, why you so happy?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even believe.
Black American women. Can we just, I ain't trying to put no blanket statement, but there we go. You just, yeah, absolutely.
Wounds can go bone deep. Wounds can go bone deep.
Yes.
And those bone deep wounds may take months or even years, or they may never be able to heal. But that's not, you're not supposed to hold other people's emotions to the detriment of you being able to express your own. And if you're with someone where you can't be yourself, you need to step back from that person. You gotta walk away. You gotta walk away. It's not your job to save people.
Right. And
expectation. You on mute? She's still on mute. She got something to say.
Oh, the Facebook come back, I'm on mute. But people will drain your energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of hateful people because of the wounds and the triggers. That's we call them hating bitches. You know what I mean? So it don't matter what you do. They're never gonna be happy. You know what I mean? And just to see you shine, like it's just how it is. I don't understand it. There's a lot of negative people in this world. People don't want to see you doing better than them. You cool until you get that promotion.
Thank you.
But it's so sad though.
Doing something. She got.
It's so sad because even when I cuss them out, I feel bad. Like, come on, Black women, like we so far behind. Like, I don't want to cuss your stupid ass out. Let's come together.
But don't do it because what you're doing is you're falling into that dependent, codependent cycle. Why do you need to curse them out as opposed to just walking away from them?
Mm.
Oh, I walk away now. That's why I ain't
But why
got
do-
no
but-
friends
but
now,
why
but
do
I'm
you curse
trying to
them
go
out?
through this to try to
But why?
network and, not just burn the whole town down. That's
But
what this
why?
is about.
But why do you even need to engage with them if you see that
They
they're
may
not
have
on the
something
same?
though.
Hmm?
They may have something. Like I learned that even, okay, TD Jake said something that shook me, girl, and I'm still working through it. He said that he ain't gotta like people to work with.
Right.
Oh, it's
And
work.
I'm like,
Oh,
hold on,
that's
if they morals and they values and they, because I look at it like I ain't fucking with you, but I learned through this last experience we all had that just because I don't like that bitch, if she know how to do this and she know how to do that, and the bitch can help me with this, I need to find a gray area. So I got to network with a lot of different bitches. I can't keep burning bridges and
Right.
cutting off people and
Well, just take what you need and leave the rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does expectancy have anything to do with it, Jocelyn? Like,
Yes.
Mm.
What's your
Yeah.
what is your expectations?
My
For the
expectation
relationship.
is for them
Eat
to
your
be
meat,
like,
throw away the
girl,
bone.
we are getting screwed up the ass in this world. Let's come together. You smart, I'm smart. You got this skill, I got that skill.
You can't work
got
with everybody.
income tax, bitch. I
can't
sell
work
my
with
food stamps.
everybody.
Like,
You can't
gotta
work with
eat your meat
everybody.
and throw away the bone. Everything ain't
Right.
for you.
Right? I
you
know
can't
that's
work with
right,
everybody.
Sylvia. Eat
Because
the meat and
everybody
throw
is-
away the bone. I like
Throw
don't
away
that.
the
nobody
bone.
wanna.
Well, it's just
You
like
know-
Aquilina said. It's like, there are some people, and like Sylvia said, everyone's not going to accept you. And you
I
have to be
know.
okay with not being
I'm
accepted.
all right.
You have to be okay with that. I know you have a big heart, but who is for you is for you.
I'm okay
Those
with it.
who are not, because there are so many people in the world. If
I'm okay with it, but I
can't
noticed
be-
that when I run, I look left and right and I'm by myself. But this time I'm not. Look at these bitches running with me.
And you know what? In the proper timing. In the proper timing. You know what I mean? In the proper
Yeah.
timing.
we got like 6 minutes, which is still a little early, but we need our nutritional
Yeah,
fact
can I say
of the
something?
day of the week,
Yes.
Tania.
I gotta put my little glasses on because my little notes over here and I can't be cute, but I'm kind of cuter with them on. But you mentioned
from
you mentioned avocado mask, right?
Mhm.
So look at her face, like for real. And all y'all beautiful. Ain't even no filter on. I love us. But I'm gonna talk about a avocado mask because we should do it because black don't crack, but in order to be tight and stuff like
Cracking
that.
a little bit, shit, girl. I'm fighting against gravity over here. I'm sleeping upside down.
At that part, look at it coming down. You gain a little extra weight. But anyway, avocado mix. It helps because it has a lot of stuff to strengthen your to tighten your skin up and everything like that. But I got a little recipe here. I had to look up in Google. I will be like, we'll be more prepared next time. But what you got to do, you get yourself an avocado and you mash it and you mix with half a tablespoon of honey and half a tablespoon of lemon juice and mix it. And you put it on, right? Tia, you done it. Put it on and you put for 15 minutes.
And
you
make
Now,
sure
will we
you
post this on
measure.
the page for our
Huh?
followers to know how to do this?
You say that? Say it again.
Can we post this on our page so
I
our
would.
followers? Okay.
Yeah, we
I
can
would.
share the Google link and make sure y'all measure because I looked up the recipe and then I didn't measure and the face started burning.
And
I
now
think
you
I put
have
too
to
much
measure.
lemon
You know
juice.
why? Because the lemon is citrus and it's gonna
Yes,
stain.
it
It's almost, it's acidic, so it's gonna stain if you
Was
don't
that
put the
half
right
a
amount.
tablespoon or half a teaspoon?
Yes. She's gonna
Tablespoon
put it on there.
and have a teaspoon of lemon. Thank you, Aquilina. Half a tablespoon of honey, right? Half a
Gotcha.
teaspoon of lemon juice.
Yeah, that's why I
That's important.
clarified.
Itching and shit. I was burning.
Now, this is the dope thing about it. So that's gonna get your skin clean. But I also wanted to tell T, as far as nutrition part, I am so diehard with nutrition with us. Because we would pray to God to heal us when God gave us the body to heal ourselves.
Amen.
Right.
He gave us the body, you know, and the food and the nutrients to heal ourselves, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So what I hope to do is, if I share like the mask, right? You always should use stuff that you can eat. Using these products white ladies brought out, you know what I'm saying? Can't eat it. I wouldn't use it. I will always try to find a natural.
Right.
Right. So with avocado, and let me click over to my next note. With avocado, the benefits of avocado, one of them is vitamin K. I know off the top of my head, and vitamin K helps your blood to clot. It helps your blood to clot naturally, you know. But I had the page here because I was looking the stuff up. Benefits of the avocado. Give me 1 second.
That's all right. We're gonna find the right
studying
tree to bite and the right blade of grass to eat, bitch. We're gonna get it.
Get it, because we have to make sure that we always use food. God has always provided us. And I had done a nutrition class with a Christian, and just to say that we can't pray to God for everything. He already gave us. That you get it. High blood pressure is not high blood pressure, diabetes, and what's that third one? Cholesterol is not hereditary. Don't ever let nobody
I've
tell
been
you
said that for the longest. Is how we cook and what we learn
Well,
from
yeah.
our
Past
mothers,
generation, right,
grandmothers,
Sylvia?
passed down. That's
Mhm.
hereditary. That's what you
Yeah,
learn.
it's not hereditary. And we always want to get that sick and then pray about it when we could be preventive. So even with COVID and stuff like that, I thank God for 2014, I met this healer dude. Like he's so dope. And I started then getting my body right. I ain't fret about COVID because your immune system gets built up from what God provides and what you do. And trust me, I'm not even skinny. I'm thick. I see a song, you know.
We're gonna get her to bounce to the next song.
But when
But we got 2 minutes, y'all. And
look up avocado, the benefits of avocado. You put it on your face, you can eat it, and it helps with your eyes, it helps with your blood clot, it helps with give you magnesium, manganese, and all of that. Avocado, you could even, so that's it.
Good. We got like 1 minute. I got to get this Black business in. I wish I could type it, but it is Lush, 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 Beauty, BEAUTY, bundles, BUNDLES.com, Lush Beauty Bundles, where you can get your good hair done, your sewing, your glue in, your whatever in, but this good hair. So definitely want to sew this in. You want to keep it. You want to put it on a hanger after you wash it, wear it again. And on our way out, and thank you so much to our guest, Miss Aquilita. Did you have anything to say? Because I'm gonna play Tupac on the way out.
Oh no, let it ride. I enjoyed being with you ladies. I look forward to being with y'all again soon.
Yes, we
enjoyed you.
We enjoyed you,
Aquilita,
and come back anytime.
I done learned something new from you, Aqua.
Learn something new today.
I tried on my block, hate you guts. And you wonder why it's there.
Don't rap it there.
What happened?
Sound like you got up there on the mic.
Kill your dreams, find schemes on a man, keep your head up, legs up, eyes open. Oh, he died smoking. Hey, need to switch. And
that's how we dance in Connecticut.
I bet you. Hey. You wonder. All right, it's 8 o'clock, y'all. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Can't wait to get
Thank you.
We did it, right? Laid back after work. See y'all next week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Bye.